What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about spinners. Probably seen them before in other apps and web pages and whatnot, but really gist of it is sometimes you got to make your users wait, and you don't want just a blank screen or a static screen just staring back at them. You want to let them know that, hey, I'm processing the information and we'll get back to you as soon as I'm done. So you do that with a spinner. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the gist of it. So we'll go ahead and get started. Right now we just have my empty modal. You can see that I've imported the modal component into the project already. We'll go ahead and create the files that we need for the spinner. We'll need two files: the style sheet inside the styles folder, and then we'll need the actual component file. And this is where you'll put the actual code for the spinner. First thing we'll do is import the React framework and the style sheet. And next thing we'll do is go ahead and create the actual functional component. And we'll only need one prop for this, which is going to be called isLoading, which will just be a Boolean value that's passed from the parent container. And basically, if this equates to a true value, then it'll be showing the spinner. If not, then it'll just return nothing, which will hide the component. And the way we do that is we'll do a condition right here. If isLoading is false, return null. And that'll just make it so that if this does not equate to true, then it will return nothing. And next we'll actually create the elements needed to display the spinner. We'll call the first one spinner container, which will be just a wrapper around it. And the next one will be the actual spinner itself, and we'll call it spinner. And should be it for that. Pretty simple. And we'll export it. That way we can import it into our main app.js. And next we'll go ahead and add the styles for it. Because you can see, even though we'll go ahead and put it in here, that way you can watch it as we're adding the styles. We'll go ahead and import it. Right now you have this modal, which if you want to see how to make that, I have it in another video. I'll put the link in the description. As you can see right here, there's nothing in it. And we'll go ahead and put the loading spinner right here. And we'll go ahead and create a constant right here, a state variable. We'll make it true right now. Normally you can want that set to false, that way when the component is loaded, it won't actually show. But for debugging purposes, we'll put it as true, that way it's always showing. And we'll just pass that prop onto it. And as you can see, still an empty modal, nothing there because we haven't added any styling. So we'll go ahead and come over here, create the styles, spinner container, and just set the display to flex. And this right here will align it horizontally. And we'll put it in the center. This one will align it vertically. And for spinner, the first thing we'll do is we'll add the borders to it. Make it 5 pixel, a solid border. We'll make it a gray, light gray color. And next thing we'll do is we'll add the border top to it. And make it the same size. Make it solid as well. And we'll make this chocolate red. And as you can see it there just because, you know, each border is showing. You can see the top border that's chocolate colored. And we'll go ahead and set the width and the height of it. And now you'll be able to see that it's actually a little bit bigger. It's actually 50 pixels high, 50 pixels wide. And we have our border at top. So like when you're making this little corner, this little orange piece isn't spinning inside the circle. The whole thing is spinning. And you create that illusion by giving it a border radius so that it turns it into a circle. Now you have that, and it's just sitting there. You can see that's that top border we were looking at. Now, next thing we'll have to do is we'll have to create an animation using keyframes, and we'll call it spin. And we'll have to create the beginning of the animation, which is the start point. .0 degrees. That's essentially saying it is where it's at now. It's at 0 degrees. It's in its home position, original position. And then at the end of the animation, do the same thing. Oops. But we'll make it 360 degrees. So what's going to happen with this is the beginning of the animation, this is the end of the animation. So at the beginning of the animation, it'll be where it's at now, and at the end of the animation, it'll be 360 degrees from where it's at now, rotated. And the way you actually incorporate, it's not going to do anything now, because we haven't applied the animation. We'll apply the animation here, and we'll just do the animation. Name is spin. We just named it spin down here. Duration, we'll make that 2 seconds. And the timing function, make it linear. And that's just saying right here that from start to finish of this animation, the speed will be the same. That's why you see it spinning at a constant rate. You can do other things like ease in, which will slow down, be slower at first, and then end up being faster. And then you have ease out, which is the same thing, just in reverse. Then you have the ease in out function that will cause it to slow down, speed up in the middle, and then slow down at the end again. And I can show you that in a little while, maybe if we have time. And the iteration count, I don't know about delay because we don't want to delay. So you just got to worry about the iteration count, and all the rest of that is irrelevant for our situation. So the iteration count would be infinite, meaning it will never stop, keep spinning all the time. And now when we go to it, it should be showing rotating. Yep, just like that. Just like that. Simple as that. And that's really it for the loading spinner. The way you work is you can use a use effect or something like that here. And we'll just set a timer for it real quick. That says that after 5 seconds, 5,000. So after 5 seconds, this function will be ran. We really actually should have set a set timeout. Yeah, set timeout. That way, just change this to timeout. That way it only runs once. We don't need an actual timer. So after 5 seconds, it will set is loading to the opposite of whatever set loading is now. So we'll put this to leave it at true. That way it's showing. So now after 5 seconds, you'll see it's done loading and it'll disappear, which is how you would use it in your project. That's it for now. Thanks guys for listening. Hope you got something out of it. If you liked it, go ahead and subscribe, hit the thumb button, let me know you liked it.